What is up, Easy Reaction fans and people of YouTube? I am back tonight with, just a video I thought I would do for you guys. Coming up in April, I am going to go see Louis C.K. at the Funny Bone in Des Moines, and I cannot wait for this. I've wanted to see him in stand up for so long. It's crazy. He's probably my favorite comedian of all time, stand-up comedian of all time, and yeah, absolutely cannot wait for it. So yeah, we're just gonna search it up, search the post, what I found. And yeah, I don't think I can take videos inside the place, but yeah, it's. I mean that this seems like one of those things that might get canceled, but I'm crossing my Iowa Midwestern fingers that this show does not get canceled because I've waited to see this guy live for so long. So yeah, I just thought I would do a couple stand up stuff from him, and yeah, just stuff that I like. I really don't really um haven't heard before. I mean, I've heard tons of his stuff, so I'm trying to find some rare gems that I have not heard before. So I know this one is about the plane crash, but this will be a good place to start, and I'll probably do like 3 videos of his. So without further ado, this is When I Thought I Was Gonna Die.
Story about one time that I thought I was gonna die. I think it's the only time where I thought, why wouldn't this be when I died? I was on a plane. I've been on a lot of planes and a lot of shitty weather and stuff, but this shit was fucked up. I was in Indianapolis on a plane, waiting to take off, and we're sitting there, and the pilot comes on, and he says, "Hi folks, the fuel gauge is broken, so we're waiting for maintenance." So we wait, about 20 minutes. Then he comes back on, "Folks, the fuel gauge is still broken, but we're gonna go anyway." We know how much fuel we have, and we feel confident it'll be okay, so we're gonna go. And I'm thinking, okay, well, he's a pilot. I'm sure he's going by some manual that says, if the fuel gauge breaks, call maintenance. If they're not there in 20 minutes, fuck it. Fuel gauges are overrated, just go, you're fine. Just top it off and remember what happened. So then we still don't take off. And the guy comes back on. Folks, we have another problem. LaGuardia Airport in New York won't give us clearance to take off because the weather's been bad there intermittently. So we're going to wait for that. So we wait 20 minutes. Then he comes back on. Folks, LaGuardia still hasn't given us clearance, but we're going to go anyway. We're looking at the radar. We think the weather will be fine. So what we're going to do is say that our destination is Philadelphia. We'll get clearance to go there. Halfway to Philadelphia, we'll switch courses to LaGuardia Airport. We'll be out there in a few minutes. I swear to God, he said this. First of all, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to be honest with the dude in the tower. Like, does the dude in the tower have to go, "Really? You're going to come on? Tell me where you're going." And why is he telling us this shit? Am I going to have to corroborate this lie if we get pulled over by the sky police at some point in the flight? "Oh, no, we're totally going to Philly. I got a brother there, and we got a thing in Philly." But I'm still fine with it because we're travelers on the plane. Yeah, I got a thing. Fuck it. I'm immortal. Just go, please. Yes. Go into marginal weather with shoddy equipment secretly. I totally support this plan. So, we take off. We get above where we are right now. And it's just a black motherfucker of a cloud. It's just like the Wizard of Oz. It's just, there's trees throwing apples at us. It's crazy. It's just horrible. And we're the whole flight, and we're making these circles. And me and the guy next to me are both listening to the tower. You know how you can plug into your seat sometimes, and you can listen to the tower talk to the area airplanes. And we keep hearing our guy trying to get clearance to land from LaGuardia. This is Delta 288 requesting clearance to land. It's a negative 288, low visibility. A few minutes go by. This is Delta 288. We would really like clearance to land. Yeah, that's a negative 288. Like he was getting annoyed. And meanwhile, we're just circling and burning this vague amount of fuel. We could just stop being an airplane at any second. And then we hear this. This is all true. The LaGuardia guy comes. It's LaGuardia Airport to all area airplanes. We are closed for the night. Zero visibility. Not safe for landing. Please divert to Philadelphia or Allentown, Pennsylvania, or Boston. And then we hear our guy. This is Delta 20. We need to land now. We have no fuel. We have no fuel. We have to land right now.
Oh my god. This is why I hate planes, by the way.
Interesting.
Every time before I pictured flying on a plane, I always imagine this scenario. You can't trust you can't put it someone's like. I know that they're professionals and all that. Like that accident that just had happened a couple days ago. It's just like, man, I would rather drive 12 hours or 11 hours than have to take a plane. If I'm forced to take a plane, okay, at least I don't have to wear a mask anymore. But yeah, that is how I feel.
Then there's a pause, and then we hear this. Well, then clear to land, then 280. That's how he said it. Like, dude, no one can see, okay? But just, I guess all the dumb decisions you made today have made this a good one. Just take a shot. I'm going home. Just fucking turn the lights off after you crash. I don't give a shit, frankly. By the way, you're not supposed to be here, you fucking liar. You said you were going to Philly. So as soon as we get clearance, we just like we start bulleting. We're either flying desperately towards the ground or falling. I don't know that there's a difference. We come out of the clouds and there's the fucking Earth right fucking there. It's right there. That's what low visibility means. We come out of the clouds and no fuck, it's right there, Jesus! And the plane just and you can feel the plane go, oh fuck, I can't do that. What are you, nuts? And we go and veer over the highway, and I swear to God, I saw people in their cars go, what the fuck? And we hit the runway like sideways, like poof.
Oh shit.
And the pilot comes back on, all true, I swear to God, he's totally out of breath. He's like, welcome to LaGuardia Airport, New York City. You may turn on your cell phones now, and you may call your loved ones. He said that. He said you may call your loved ones. And everybody on the plane was crying and rocking back and forth, just sobbing, calling their husbands and their wives. I'm divorced. What am I going to hide? Remember you hate me? Well, I almost died. And I got in a cab, and the cab driver goes, that was a very bad landing. I was like, how'd you know that was me? He's like, that's the only plane to land in 4 hours. We all watched the drivers, we said, that are going to die.
Oh man. Like, to be a comedian, you have to be a storyteller, and that just proved like he's a masterful storyteller. Like it'd be great if he wrote some sort of novel. Like I would definitely read it. Just the way that his show is structured too. If you've ever seen his show, it's just so I don't. It's like it reminds me of like that movie Birdman, where it's like surrealist comedy, but it's also like I'm in the slums of New York and all this stuff, and it's political. I mean, sometimes it's political. Sometimes I mean it gets real hilarious. It reminds me of that Birdman universe so much within that show, and I absolutely that's where I fell in love with him with was his TV show. So yeah. So second one, and then I'm gonna go out to dinner tonight. I'm gonna do small towns, little towns. Do this one.
Well, it's nice to be in Washington, D.C. I was born here. And I like it here. I like any city. I like cities. I don't like cities that are too advanced. You know, I was in Zurich, and they have so much, you know, they're like, here's the bike. You doing the bicycle? It's yours. Just have it. It's nice. And they have the garbage with the 8 fucking holes of different shapes. It's like an IQ test for a monkey. I don't know what the fuck. This one hole has a picture of a cup, and the next one is a picture of a cup that's a little different. I'm standing there with a dead baby. I don't know where I'm supposed to... What am I supposed to do with that? It doesn't go in the newspaper slot, but otherwise I don't know. I like cities. I don't like little places. When I go to Europe, I go to the big cities. Everybody tells you that, don't go to Madrid. Yeah, just go to Madrid for like a day. And then you gotta take a train. And you have to go to It's a beautiful little old village. And you're gonna love it. Fuck you, you don't know me. I'm not gonna love a village in Europe with a bell that goes pang, like whenever. And a dog walking alone. I don't like cute little places. I don't like little towns in America either, with little shops. Oh, look at that little shop. Let's go in that little shop. Now let's get a divorce. Isn't that a better idea? You go in there. I'll just walk away. Just tell the kids I was a pilot and I got shot down. I don't like little shops. I'm uncomfortable in a little shop. You go in and it's like, clill-ling-ling, clill-ling. Now it's just you and her. You're surrounded by her dream. And you can't just go, ugh, and leave. Like, she saw you. You have to go all the way in now and look at all the little crafts that she made. You made this? Really? You made this instead of killing yourself? I fucking wish I was that mean. I really do. All my fantasies are about being mean, just having the balls to like walk in a little store like that and just go like, oh, I don't like this at all. I don't like it in here. Mm-mm. What's your name, Debbie? Fuck you, Debbie. I don't like your store. I was in Florida recently. I don't like Florida at all. That's a shit state full of shit people. That's what I think. I hate Florida. I hate it. I hate the whole thing. The entire... It doesn't look like a dick. People say that. It looks like a shit coming out. If you look at it, it's like America's ass. And it's a shit. It's just that you're trying to And there's a little cube was like a little that came first. That's what I think of Florida. Every time there's a hurricane, I'm like, yeah, get them all, Melissa. No, I don't mean any of that. It's just fun. It's fun to pretend. I was in a sushi restaurant in Florida, and it was empty. You ever go to a restaurant and it's open, but you're literally the only person in there. You walk in, the staff is like sitting at the tables, you know, and you walk in, you're like, "Are you open?" They're like, "Yeah," and so you go, "Oh, good," and they're like, "Oh, we gotta fire up the whole fucking restaurant for this one guy now." So I ordered a lot of sushi because I felt bad for wasting their time, and I didn't eat most of it because I don't like sushi. And so the waitress comes over, she's Japanese, and she says, "You know Finnish?" Which is what she said. I'm not. It's just what she said. I'm not gonna change what she fucking said. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that she said you're not gonna finish that, because it doesn't happen to be what she said. And I have to do the accent, because it's weird if I tell you that she said, "You know Finnish?" So I'm stuck. I'm just telling you what happened. She said, "You know Finnish?" "Do you know Finnish?" It's exactly what she said. It's a perfect replica. No, it was subtle. She said, "You know Finnish?" And I said, "No, I know Finnish." Because I think that's polite to repeat people's bad English to them. Otherwise, you're being a dick. It's like, "You know Finnish?" "No, I am not going to finish." You left out a lot of words. I took the liberty of restoring them.
Oh, man.
I'd like to be a better person.
All right, one more.
I'd like to be a better person. And I think I'm getting worse as a person. Because as you get older, you start finding out. Let me give you an example before I rented a car a couple of weeks ago in Los Angeles, had the car for a few days, and then when I went home, I had to drop the car at the rental. You know, you got to go to the rental.
All right, I'm choosing one more for you guys. Ooh, Christians. Walmart. I'm gonna do Louis C.K. on Walmart.
You know, and it's not the fault of some corporations or Donald Trump. It's like Walmart kills all small town economies. But it's not Walmart's fault. It's the fault of the fucking people. I used to have a house in upstate New York, and there's a town that had all these beautiful old diners and general stores, and they all closed one by one because of Walmart. But it wasn't fucking Walmart's fault. It was the people that lived in that town that don't give a shit about their neighbors.
But is it giving a shit?
It's the American basic consumer who's like, well, okay, I could spend 13 cents less on a mop.
Yeah.
So fuck my fucking neighbor. Fuck my neighbor who's had that store in his family for, who's taken care. There's like a million George Bailey moments in that town's history where the whole, I'll give a check to your, baseball teams with names, John's General Store.
Right.
Yeah. Like the whole community coming together to do stuff.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I want to buy a Jim Carrey movie 3-pack for $7. So fuck the old movie theater with a Wurlitzer organ.
But think of Blockbuster Video. Now that caused a big thing because it pretty much closed down all the little mom and pop video stores.
Yeah.
Which was a great family business.
Which was a family business and shit like that. I remember those things and having to go in and you'd have to buy a membership fee when you first get in when it was like $100.
And that was just to try to keep the stores
to keep the store open. But then Blockbuster came around. Now what do you want to do? Go into the mom and pop and wait a week for the latest release?
Yeah, why don't you? Why don't
because
you fucking
I want
wait
it
a little
now.
bit?
I want it
So
now.
fuck the family that opened that store.
Yeah.
And by the way, fuck them that they used to think about what movies you might like. That you might walk in and they go, Anthony, you like comedies.
Anthony, we got a whole section for you.
Do you even know
Remember
who
that conversation
Francois
we had?
Tati is? And they'd show you something that we went and found this. Blockbuster would never do that for you. Fuck them.
I agree with both of you, but
So that you can save a little bit of fucking money.
the local place that Ant's talking about, you had to wait for some asshole to bring back the nice new movie.
It's
Yeah,
out. You'd be like, it's out. It's like, what?
When is it coming back? I want to watch that.
Yeah,
fucking
so,
thing.
again,
and then Blockbuster
fuck
said,
the
"Fuck
ability."
that." Blockbuster said, "Look, we could just put 100 copies on the shelf."
So you're thinking the whole loyalty thing should outweigh the convenience?
Absolutely, because you're supporting somebody who is, there's a human being and a family who's living off that business, and they give a shit about you.
But given,
By the way, where's Blockbuster? It's
I
fucking
know,
gone, so they leave a
because
vacuum.
Digital,
You
digital
can't rent a
delivery
fucking
now.
video anymore.
Yeah, but why would you? You digital delivery.
If there was video stores, you know why? It's like bookstores. A bookstore is not
They're
just
going
a
away
place
too, man.
where you can buy books. It's a place where somebody expresses themselves by deciding what books to put out there and what books they want to offer their community.
Right.
And that gets replaced by Barnes & Nobles, which means you get the same fucking books that every place in the world gets. I mean, not just America.
Right.
Every bookstore has exactly the same books now. I mean,
Yeah.
that's people don't realize what a massive. It used to be. You go to that bookstore, you're going to get some weird off-color
something
books of
different.
this kind, or you're going to get maybe a right-wing bookstore, a left-wing bookstore. That used to be how people fucking. And then so Barnes Nobles comes, and the difference is a family business will hang on through the tough years if they have half a chance.
Yeah.
But a corporate business will go, we're not making it $10 trillion, just pull up stakes, and they're gone. So now there's no more fucking bookstores.
That's fucking amazing.
Or video stores. Yeah.
No bookstores, no video stores.
Right.
Yeah.
The big Barnes & Noble on the Upper West.
But yeah, because those are predatory businesses.
Given
And if-
your thinking, though, wouldn't we never progress? Like, wouldn't
who's progressing? That's the
well,
that's
I mean,
not
with
progression.
I mean, with everything. Like, wouldn't we not look at the automotive business, which
Yeah.
is horrible now, of course, because of the outsourcing and everything. But early on, there were guys working those lines. What about the technology to come in and use robots that did eliminate jobs, but it makes the car better and faster and
Yeah, but
and-
that's exactly the thing. These things like bookstores and video stores, they weren't improved. They were destroyed. And a book is not a car. It's not a product that needs to be perfected like a technology. It's about having a way of life.
But now you just download it on Kindle.
Yeah.
Like
no,
it's-
exactly, but it's rubbed out a whole getting out of your house and going to a bookstore, meeting the bookstore guy and other people. You used to get fucking laid by going to bookstores. A way that people used to get laid is by going to a bookstore and standing in a section that makes you look smart. And then a chick comes around.
Yeah.
Oh, do you also like this
really?
book?
I'm perusing this.
Yeah, you
We
can't
got
do that
there.
anymore. When I grew up in Boston, and there was a place in Harvard Square called the Coffee Connection, and this was a place that was obsessed with coffee, and they had coffees from all around the world, and they'd have stuff like you'd get like a cappuccino, and they'd shave chocolate onto it, not like a canister of chocolate powder.
it took time. I mean, it's
They had a cheese grater
Yeah.
and a block of chocolate, and they'd shred chocolate onto the fucking thing for you. That's like how good it was.
You sound like my grandfather.
No, if
my
you-
grandfather talking to me. You don't even understand
No,
the
you have
old
no idea.
days.
And
I know
if
the
you were
party's about to
hungover,
make,
you'd go to
man.
the fucking Coffee Connection
Right.
and you'd sit there like trembling, and they'd bring you this thing that would just change your life. Or they go, "Hey, you want to try Turkish? We have a new Turkish coffee today. It's a weird
that
thing.
sounds good.
Never tried it." So then Starbucks opens down the street, but this Coffee Connection hangs on. So Starbucks opens another one, like on the other side of them. Starbucks isn't doing so great that they can open another one. They're just trying to fucking kill.
Oh shit!
So they open like 5 within a block of the place until Coffee Connection goes, "This is getting hard." And they sell themselves. They go, "Okay, let's just be a Starbucks."
Yeah.
So then Starbucks buys them and then closes the other ones, and then you're just left with fucking just one choice. You get Starbucks.
And the quality of Starbucks is horrible.
It's
now.
okay, and the
It
instant
was all
Starbucks
right
isn't
when they
making
first-
a profit, they'll
Yeah.
give up, and then there won't be a fucking place to even get coffee. in
Right, then we go
Harvard.
back to having no coffee again.
No coffee.
He's right.
So
I remember the lumber stores. I remember we did a lot of renovation on our old house because we had 7 kids, small house, where we were constantly adding rooms and this and that.
Mom and Pop lumber shop.
Mom and Pop.
Yeah.
I would get in the car with my dad. I remember like it was yesterday. We go to the local lumber guy. He knew my dad's first name. We got this for you. We made your pile. It's
Putting
all
a dormer
set.
on the house, are you?
Yeah.
Well, you're
But I
going to
know-
need some of that. No, I'll come over here. I'll help you out. You need that for the joists.
But there was it was a social thing too, man. How are the kids and
Lumber
how are
stores
your
were
kids?
very
and
social.
Right,
Yeah.
and then the Home Depot. It's a fucking massive warehouse, and no one wants to fucking help
Inhumane.
you.
You're
And
just
there's
mad right when you
sad
walk in.
people working there.
Right.
The buying of the lumber is not a happy exchange. It used to be that you could say to yourself, you know what, if I invest in a good saw and I get some trucks, I could go out and get some fucking poplar and cut it well, and people will come here and build fucking houses with it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you go and you go, hey, you got some nice poplar, not as good as Joe Wilson's. Yeah, well, mine is down
Right.
3 cents.
Right.
Well, I'll buy yours then. This was. And by the way,
Paw
we
Ingalls.
don't improve through this shit.
No.
We actually don't. It's like it's what happens is the second place product always wins by being more vicious.
To
Yeah,
take
like
over
Microsoft versus Apple.
Right.
Microsoft is bullshit software. It's hard compared to Apple.
I know, believe me.
It's horrible, but Bill Gates is a capitalist, and he was vicious, and he fought Apple, and so for some years anyway.
Yeah.
America lived on shitty computer technology because of his
It was a point where
ambition.
we all thought Apple was gone.
Yeah, it's
It was
VHS
dead.
versus beta. Beta
Yeah.
is still used today.
Yeah.
Beta videotape is still what most TV shows are shot on.
Yeah.
And we all watched VHS tapes because the VHS people said, we make the second best, so we're going to be cutthroat and fucked up and pay off people and go to litigation and like sue Beta. And Beta's like, we're making the best kind. We can't even get people to buy it.
Yeah.
And so everyone gets VHS.
Unbelievable.
This is Tesla and fucking Edison. It's
Edison and Tesla, yeah.
One guy's a genius and is selling a beautiful thing. The second place guy copies it, doesn't do it as well,
And then
takes him to
fucks the
court in
guy
every
over.
fucking state in America and muscles him and fights him and
Ruins
outdraws
his
him.
credibility.
Gets some fucking Texan to pay for it. And then we all have to buy the shitty product.
You're fucking brilliant.
It's true. It's the same with cars. They would be better if what you're saying was actually true.
If it was like the guys still on the assembly line.
Yeah. But
Your coffee story is deeply depressing.
it is what happens everywhere.
I was thinking as you were talking about that, like the Starbucks popping up are like weeds,
Yes.
taking out the really nice fucking crop.
Yeah,
Nice
that's what they
flowers.
do. And they're only interested
putting
in the
weeds all over the place
That's right.
to destroy it.
So true. I'd rather listen to all that than Fox News any given day, man. He can just spew off and talk about anything. It just makes him such a talent, just really good. So yeah, I'm gonna be going out to dinner tonight to celebrate end of the week. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Laughed my for 2 of those, and then the third one was just straight up truth. It was like, yeah, that is exactly like I would love to go to a bookstore that's not just Barnes and Nobles. Try to find a rare book somewhere, that'd be half price books is all good, but so yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great Friday. Peace.